శాంతాకారం భుజగశయనం పద్మనాభం సురేశం విశ్వాకారం గగనసదృశం మేఘవర్ణం శుభాంగం లక్ష్మీకాంతం కమలనయనం యోగిహృద్ధ్యానగమ్యం వందే విష్ణుం భవభయహరం సర్వలోకైకనాథం. Dear Bhagavad Bandhus, we are welcoming you all for today's live streaming from our Setu Tirtha Kshetram, Bridgewater Sri Venkateswara Temple, New Jersey. We are doing Sri Satyanarayana Swami puja right now. Please all of you keep watching and seek blessings from Sri Rama Sahita Sri Satyanarayana Swami. Thank you and God bless you. Purvokta sankalpita evam guna visheshna visishtayam asyam subhatirthau भारद्वाज गोत्रोद्भवस्य उमालक्ष्मी सुब्बाराव नरसिंह नामधेयस्य कौशिक विश्वामित्र गोत्रोद्भवस्य जगदीश प्रसादमखा नक्षत्रजातस्य अनिता ध्रुव प्रार्थना नामधेयस्य सह कुटुम्बानां बान्धवानां क्षेमस्थैर्य धैर्य वीर्य विजय भयारोग्य ऐश्वर्य धनधान्य पुत्र पौत्राभिवृद्ध्यर्थं श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी पूजा अंत्याद्याचार्य श्रीहस्तेन कारयिष्ये.
ओम अयं मुहूर्तः सुमुहूर्त अस्तु. ओम नमः सदसे नमः सदस्पतये नमः सखीनां पुरोगाणां चक्षुषे नमो दिवे नमः पृथिव्यै सप्रदसभां मे गोपाय ये च सभ्या सभासदः तानिन्द्रियावतः कुरु सर्वमायुरुपासता. सर्वेभ्यः श्रीवैष्णवेभ्यो महाभागवतेभ्यो नमः इति नमस्कारं कुर्यात्. स्वामिनः अशेषे हे परिषत् भवत्पादमूले मया समर्पिता इमां सौवर्णीं दक्षिणां यत्किञ्चिदपि यथोक्तदक्षिणामिव स्वीकृत्य अत्रोपविष्टानाम् एतेषां भगवद्भागवताचार्याणां सन्निधौ विज्ञापनं मया क्रियते. क्रियमाणं विज्ञापनम् अवधानेन श्रूयताम्. अस्य श्री भगवतो देवदेवोत्तमस्य श्रीमदखिलाण्डकोटिब्रह्माण्डनायकस्य देवदेवस्य जगत्कुटुम्बिनः जगद्रक्षणार्थमवतीर्णस्य श्रीभुवनीलासमेत वेङ्कटेश्वरस्वामिनः एवं श्री रमासहित सत्यनारायणस्वामिनः कृपया सङ्कल्पिता. All of you do namaskaram. Om. All of you please repeat. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Seshivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopa शान्तये सर्वमङ्गल माङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ओम श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण नमः। ओम उमा महेश्वराभ्यां नमः। ओम वाणी हिरण्या गर्भाभ्यां नमः। ओम शची पुरंदराभ्यां नमः। ओम अरुंधति वसिष्ठाभ्यां नमः। ओम श्री सीतारामाभ्यां नमः। सर्वेभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो महाजनेभ्यो नमो नमः इति नमस्कारं कुर्यात्। ओम इति नमस्कारं कुर्यात्। आदौ यजमानस्य हस्तं प्रक्षाल्य। All of you do achamanam. We have water. Wash your hands. Now all of you take 3 times. 3 times drink the water. All of you repeat. Om Achyutaya Namaha. Om Anantaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Again wash your hands. And all of you do namaskaram. Please repeat. Om Kesavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. Om Trivikramaya Namaha. Om Vamanaya Namaha. Om Sridharaya Namaha. Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. Om Padmanabhaya Namaha. Om Damodaraya Namaha. All of you take some akshatas. All of you repeat. Uttishtantu bhutapishachaha yete bhumibharakaha etesham avirodhena brahma karma samarabhet. All of you do smell and throw your back. All of you put like this on right leg. Om, please repeat. Om Prithivyaha Meroho Prushta Rishihi Kurmo Devata Sutalam Chandaha Asane Viniyogaha Anantasanaya Namaha Pranavasya Parabrahma Rishihi Paramatma Devata Daivi Gayatri Chandaha Pranayami Viniyogaha. All of you put your nose. Om Bhuhu. All of you repeat. Om Bhuhu. Om Bhuvaha. Om Suvaha. Om Mahaha. Om Janaha. Om Tapaha. Om Satyam. Om Apaha. Jyoti Rasaha. Amurtam Brahma. Bhurбhuvassuvarom. All of you take some akshatas. Put in left hand like this. All of you put in on right leg. We are starting Sankalpam. Om Shri Govinda 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 Asya Shri Mahavishnoho Agneya Pravartamanasya Adya Brahmanaha Dvitiya Pararthe Shri Shweta Varaha Kalpe Vaivasvata Manvantare Kali Yuge Pradhama Pade Kraunchadvipe Aindra Varshe Ramanaka Khande Uttara Amerikaya Satyanarayana Puja Mandape Samasta Devata Bhagavato Bhagavata Acharya Sannidhau Asmin Vartamana Vyavaharika Chandramanena Prabhavadi Seshti Samvatsarana Madhye Shri Shubhakrutu Nama Samvatsare दक्षिणायने शरदृतौ कार्तीक मासे शुक्ल पक्षे अद्य पंचम्या शुभतिथौ वासरः वासरस्तु स्थिरवासरे शुभवासरे शुभनक्षत्रे शुभयोगे शुभकरणे एवं गुण विशेषण विशिष्टाया अस्या शुभतिथौ भगवतो भागवत आचार्य कैंकर्य रूपेण श्रीमान श्रीमतः. All of you gotra name. All of you tell your gotra and namas. Saha Kutumbanam. All of you please repeat the Sankalpam. Mama Kshema Sthairya Dhairya Virya Vijaya Abhaya Ayuhu Arogya Aishwarya Abhi Vrudyartham Dharma Artha Kama Moksha Chaturvidha Phala Purushartha Siddhyartham Adhyatmika आदिदैविक आदिभौतिक तापत्रय निवारण अर्थम मनः अभिलषिता कामना सिद्ध्यर्थम मम जन्म नक्षत्र जन्म राशि नाम नक्षत्र नाम राशि जन्मांश नामांश षड्बल गोचार वेद वशाच्च ये ये ग्रहाः अरिष्ट स्थानेषु स्थिताः तेषां ग्रहाणाम् अत्यंत आनुकूल्यता फल सिद्ध्यर्थम मम व्यापारेषु व्यवहारेषु दिन दिन अभिवृद्धि सिद्ध्यर्थम मम उन्नत उद्योग अधिकार योग्यता सिद्ध्यर्थम मम गृहे धन कनक वस्तुवाहन समृद्धि अर्थम मम अन्योन्य दाम्पत्य फल सिद्ध्यर्थम श्री रमा सहित वीरवेंकट सत्यनारायण स्वामिनः व्रत पूजा आचार्य श्रीहस्तेन अद्य कारयिष्ये. All of you leave the akshatas with water in the bowl. Om hiranyagarbhasvamavatudaagre bhutasya ratah padireka asit sadadhara pradivendhyamute mam kasmai devaya havisha vidhema. All of you take some akshatas. Leave there. तदंगा कलशाराधनम करिष्ये. ओम कलशं गंधपुष्पाक्षते अभ्यर्च्य कलशस्य मुखे विष्णुः कंठे रुद्रसमाश्रितः मूले तत्र स्थितो ब्रह्मा मध्ये मातृगणाः स्मृताः कुक्षौ सागरा सर्वे सप्तद्वीपा वसुन्धरा ऋग्वेदोदय यजुर्वेद सामवेदोऽप्यधर्वणः अंगे सहिता सर्वे कलशामृतमाश्रिताः ओमा कलशे स्थावति पवित्रे परिचित्यते पुत्रैः विघ्नेषु वर्धते. All of you drop the akshatas and the water. All of you keep your hands like this on the water bowl. Om Gange Jayamune Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jaletmin Sannidhim Kuru Kaveri Tungabhadraja Krishna Veni Chagoutami Bhagirathi Pravikhyata Panchaganga Prakirtidaha Ayantu Satyanarayana Pujartham Durdakshayakarakaha Kalashodakena Puja Dravyani Sambrokshya Devam Sambrokshya Atmanam Sambrokshya Pundarikaksha 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 Yanamaha. All of you take the one flower, sprinkle the water on the Ganapati and our heads like this. Pundarikaksha. All of you repeat. Om Pundarikaksha Yanamaha. Pundarikaksha Yanamaha. Pundarikaksha Yanamaha. Yeah. All of you take some akshatas. We are starting Ganapati Puja. Some akshatas and one flower. Om Ganana Antva Ganapatigam Havamahi Kavim Kavinam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspada Anasrunvan Notiviseda Sadanam. Om Tatparashaya Vitmahe Vakradundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dantih Prachodayatu. Om Namo Vratapadaye Namo Ganapataye Namo Pramadapataye Namaste Stulambodaraya Ekadantaya Viknavinashine Shavasutaya Sri Varadamurtaye Namo Namaha. All of you repeat. Om Shri Maha Ganadhipataye नमो नमः। ओम महागणपतये नमः। ध्यायामि। All of you offer the akshatas at Mahaganapati. ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ध्यायामि। ध्यानं समर्पयामि। All of you repeat. ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। ध्यायामि। ध्यानं समर्पयामि। महागणपतये नमः। आसनार्थम अक्षतान समर्पयामि। All of you take some akshatas. Offer the Mahaganapati. ओम महागणाधिपतये नमः। हस्तयोः अर्घ्यं समर्पयामि। All of you do नमस्कारं। पादयोः पाद्यं समर्पयामि। मुखे आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। औपचारिकेन स्नानं समर्पयामि। All of you sprinkle the water on the Ganapati with flower. Om Mahaganaadhipataye Namaha. All of you repeat. Om Mahaganaapataye Namaha. Snanam Samarpayami. Om Abo Yishthamayo Bhuvasthana Urje Dadhatana Maherana Yachakshase Apo Janaya Dhatanaha Snananantaram Shuddha Achamaniyam Samarpayami. All of you take some akshatas and repeat. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Vastrartham Upavitartham Akshatan Samarpayami. Over to Mahaganapati and take again akshatas. Om. All of you repeat. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Akshatan Samarpayami. Offer the Ganapati and all of you take some kunkuma. Offer to Mahaganapati. Please repeat. Om Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Kunkumadi Parimala Dravyani Samarpayami. Om Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Pushpaihi Pujayami. All of you drop one flower with Ganapati. All of you repeat. Om Sumukhaya Namaha. Om Ekadantaya Namaha. Om Kapilaya Namaha. Om Gajakarnikaya Namaha. Om Lambodaraya Namaha. Om Vikataya Namaha. Om Vighnarajaya Namaha. Om Kumara Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Dhupam Agrapayami. All of you do namaskaram. Om Murdhanam Diva Aratam Pradivyavehi Swanara Murtaya Jatamagnim Kavigam Samradvati Sinjana Namasanna Bhatram Janayanta Devaha Pratyaksha Deepam Sandarshayami. Om. All of you do namaskaram. Please repeat. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Deepam Darshayami. Om Mano Higumse Jatavedo Kamasvam Purusham Jagado Avipradakna Agahi Sriyama Paripataya Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Dhupadeepanantaram Shuddha Achamaniyam Samarpayami. All of you sprinkle the water on the Ganapati. Om Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. All of you repeat. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Phalanaivedyam Samarpayami. All of you take one banana, put the front of Ganapati, sprinkle the water on the banana. Om Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. All of you repeat. Om Pranaya Swaha. Om Apanaya Swaha. ओम व्यानाय स्वाहा ओम उदानाय स्वाहा ओम समानाय स्वाहा ओम ब्रह्मणे नमः मध्ये मध्ये पानीयं समर्पयामि उत्तराभोजनं समर्पयामि हस्तौ प्रक्षालयामि पादौ प्रक्षालयामि all of you do namaskaram mangala neerajanam darshayami Om Namo Vradapadaye Namo Ganapadaye Namo Pramadapadaye Namaste Sulambodharaya Ekadantaya Vikhavinajane Javarutaya Srivaradamurtaye Namo Namaha Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Jai Bol Ganesh Maharaj Ki Mahaganadhipataye Namaha All of you take some akshatas and please repeat Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Ganadhipa Yat Pujitam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tadastute Anaya Dhyana Avahanadi Shodasha Upachara Pujanena Bhagavan Sarvatmakaha Maha Ganadhipati Supriyatam Offer to Mahaganapati Om Yajnena Yajnama Yiranda Devasthani Dharmani Pradhamanya Sannadehanakam Mahimana Sande Yatra Purve Sadhya Santi Deva Shobhanarthe Kshemaya Punaragamanaya Cha All of you take akshatas from Mahaganapati and drop your heads. Om Shatamanam Bhavati Shataya Purushashatendriya Ayushyevendriye Pratitishthati and offer to your children's. Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Supritaha Suprasannaha Varada Bhavantu Jai Bol Ganesh Maharaj Ki Om Tataha All of you repeat Om Shri Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Vrata Pujakye Karmani Satyanarayana Mandala Aradhanam Karishye We are starting Navagraha Puja. All of you take some akshatas. Om Tadaha Navagraha Aradhanam Karishye iti sankalpya Om Agrishnena Rajasa Vartamano Niveshayan Namratam Martyancha Hiranyayena Savitaradhena Devo Yati Bhuvana Vipashyanno Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Adidevata Pratyadevata Sahita Madhye All of you repeat Om Suryaya Namaha Surya Graham Avahayami Offer to Satyanarayana Swami's photo Om Adha Apya Yasva Samedute All of you take again Akshatas Apya Yasva Samedute Vishwatasva Mavrishniyam Bhava Vajasya Sangadhe Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Adidevata Pratyadevata Sahita Surya Grahasya Agneya Dikbhage All of you repeat Om Chandraya Namaha Chandragraham Avahayami Drop the akshatas and take again Om Agnir Murdha Divah Kagatpati Pradhivya Ijam Apagum Retagum Sijinvati Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Adidevata Pratyadevata Sahita Surya Grahasya Dakshina Dikbhage All of you repeat Om Kujaya Namaha Kujagraham Avahayami and take again Om Udbudhyasvagne Prajagrahyena Mishtabhurte Sagum Suredha Mayancha Punah Kranvagvasva Vidaran Yuvana Manvata Gumsi Tvaitantu Metam Om Bhurbhuvasvaha अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहित सूर्यग्रहस्य ईशान्य दिग्भागे all of you repeat ओम बुधाय नमः बुधग्रहं आवाहयामि drop the akshatas and take again ओम बृहस्पति अदयदर्यो अर्ह आद्यमद्विभादिकृतमज्जनेषु यद्देद यत्सवजर्त प्रजात तदस्माद्द्रविणन्धे चित्रम् ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहित सूर्यग्रहस्य उत्तरदिग्भागे all of you repeat ओम गुरवे नमः गुरुग्रहं आवाहयामि and take again ओम शुक्रन्ते अन्यतिरतन्ते अन्यद्विषरूपे अहनीद्योरिवासी विश्वाहि माया अवरिस्वधावो भद्राते पूषन्निहरातिरस्तु ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहित सूर्यग्रहस्य प्राग्भागे all of you repeat ओम शुक्राय नमः शुक्रग्रहं आवाहयामि and take again ओम समग्निरग्निभिस्करच्छन्नस्तवतु सूर्यः संवातो वात्वरप अपसृदः ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहित सूर्यग्रहस्य पश्चिमदिग्भागे all of you repeat ओम शनैश्चराय नमः शनिग्रहं आवाहयामि take again ओम कयानश्चित्र आभुवदोदी सदावृतस्सखा कयाशतिष्ठया वृता ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहित सूर्यग्रहस्य नैऋत्यदिग्भागे all of you repeat ओम राहवे नमः राहुग्रहं आवाहयामि drop the akshatas and take again ओम केतुं गृण्वन्न केतवेपेशो मर्या अपेशसे समुषद्भिरजा यथाः ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहित सूर्यग्रहस्य वायव्यदिग्भागे all of you repeat ओम केतवे नमः केतुग्रहं आवाहयामि all of you do namaskaram and repeat आदित्याय च सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरुशुक्र शनिभ्यश्च राहवे केतवे नमो नमः आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमो नमः अध पंचलोकपालक पूजा करिष्ये we are starting panchaloka puja and take again akshatas ओम ब्रह्मा देवानां पदवीः कवीनां जर्विप्राणां महिषो मृगाणां श्येनो गृध्रा नागस्वति निर्वणा नागुं सोमः पवित्रमत्ये तिरे भन्नो all of you repeat ओम ब्रह्मणे नमः ब्रह्माणं लोकपालकम् आवाहयामि drop the akshatas and take again ओम कद्रुद्राय प्रसेदसे मेषत्तमाय दव्यसे वोचे मसन्तमगुं हृदे ओम all of you repeat ओम रुद्राय नमः रुद्रं लोकपालकम् आवाहयामि take again ओम नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात् all of you repeat ओम महाविष्णुं लोकपालकम् आवाहयामि take again ओम इंद्रं वो विष्णुस्परिहवामहे जनेभ्यः अस्माकमस्तु केवलः all of you repeat ओम इंद्रं लोकपालकम् आवाहयामि ओम take again akshatas ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमस्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेद Sadhanam. All of you repeat. Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Mahaganapatim Lokabalakam Avahayami. Om Panchalokapalaka Devatabhyo Namo Namaha. Now you are starting Ashtadikpalaka Puja. Take again Akshatas. All of you repeat. Om Indraya Namaha. Drop the Akshatas and take again. Om Agnaye Namaha. Om Yamaya Namaha. Om Nirarutaye Namaha. Om Varunaya Namaha. Om Vayave Namaha. Om Somaya Namaha. Om Ishanaya Namaha. All of you take again flower and akshatas. Now we are starting Satyanarayana Puja. All of you take the akshatas and flower. Please repeat. Jitante Pundarikaksha Namaste Vishwabhavana Namaste Stu Rushikesha Mahapurusha Purvaja Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayatu Mahadevye Vidmahe Vishnu Patni Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayatu. All of you repeat. Om Shri Rama Sahita Veera Venkata Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. All of you offer to Akshatas and flower to Lord Satyanarayana Swami photo. Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namaha. All of you repeat. Om Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Dhyayami Avahayami. All of you take again Akshatas. Please repeat. Om Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Asanam Samarpayami. Om Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namaha. Shodasha Upachara Puja Samarpayami. Om Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. All of you sprinkle the water with flower on the photo. Om Astayoho. All of you repeat. Astayoho Arghyam Samarpayami. Padayoho Padyam Samarpayami. Mukhe Achamaniyam Samarpayami. Now we are starting Panchamrita Abhishekam to Satyanarayana Swami. All of you do Namaskaram and Darshan. Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Panchamrita Snanam Samarpayami. All of you take some akshatas. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayatu. Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Panchamrita Snanam Samarpayami. Om Pava Sahasrasirasa Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrabat Govinda Sabhomim Vishwato Vrutva Atyatishtat Dashangulam Purusha Yevedagum Sarvam Yat Bhutam Yat Sabhavyam Utamrudatvasyeshanaha Yadannena Tira Ati एतावानस्य महिमा अतो ज्यायागुश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादोर्ध्वमुदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामतो शासनानशने अभि तस्माद्विराडजायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चात् भूमिमथो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यम् ग्रीष्म युग्मः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तसमिधः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं वशुं तं यज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्यार्षयश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञा सर्वहुतः संभृतं वृषदाज्यं पशुगुस्तागुश्चक्रेव यव्यानो आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञा सर्वहुतः रुजः सामानि जज्ञिरे छन्दागुंसि जज्ञिरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त एके चोभयादतः गावो हजज्ञिरे तस्माज्जात अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यददु कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहु कावूरूपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरू तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षोः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीर्ष्णोद्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्द्विजश्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागुम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु भारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वा भिवदन यदास्ते धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहार शक्रः प्रविद्वान् प्रतिशश्च दस्रः तमेवं विद्वा नमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सजन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः रमासहिता सत्यनारायण परब्रह्मणे नमो नमः पुनः शुद्धोदक स्नानं समर्पयामि बोल सत्यनारायण भगवान की रमासहिता सत्यनारायण परब्रह्मणे नमो नमः पुनः शुद्धोदक स्नानं समर्पयामि गोविंद ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ओम दक्षञ्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शञ्चतुष्पदे ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ओम नमो ब्रह्मणे नमो अस्त्वग्नये नमः पृथिव्यै नमो ओषधीभ्यः नमो वाचे नमो वाचस्पतये नमो विष्णवे बृहते करोमि ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुं स्वस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धस्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विना वधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ पृथिवी शान्ता साग्निना शान्ता सामे शान्ता शुचगुं शमयतु अन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तं दद्वायुना शान्तं तन्मे शान्तगुं शुचगुं शमयतु द्यौः शान्ता सादित्येन शान्ता सामे शान्ता शुचगुं शमयतु पृथिवी शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिर्द्यौः शान्तिर्दिशः शान्तिरवान्तर दिशाः शान्तिरग्निः शान्तिर्वायुः शान्तिरादित्यः शान्तिश्चन्द्रमा शान्तिः। All of you repeat Om Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha Pushpamalan Samarpayami Namasahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha Kunkumadi Parimala Dravyani Samarpayami. All of you take some kunkuma, offer to Lord Satyanarayana Swami. Om Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha Ridra Churnam Samarpayami Kunkumaji Paramadravyani Samarpayami. All of you repeat Om Shri Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha Pushpaihi Pujayami. All of you do Archana with Akshata and flowers. Whatever you have, you can do that. Om. All of you repeat your inside. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om. Drop the one flower and some akshatas, whatever you have. Om Kesavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. Om Trivikramaya Namaha. Om Vamanaya Namaha. Om Sridharaya Namaha. Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. Om Padmanabhaya Namaha. Om Damodaraya Namaha. Om Sankarshanaya Namaha. Om Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Pradyumnaya Namaha. Om Aniruddhaya Namaha. Om Purushottamaya Namaha. Om Adhokshadaya Namaha. Om Narasimhaya Namaha. Om Achyutaya Namaha. Om Janardhanaya Namaha. Om Upendraya Namaha. Om Haraye Namaha. Om Sri Krishnaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayana Namaha. Om Shauraye Namaha. Om Chakrabanaye Namaha. Om Janardhanaya Namaha. Om Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Jagatyonaye Namaha. Om Vamanaya Namaha. Om Jnanapanjaraya Namaha. Om Sri Vallabhaya Namaha. Om Jagannathaya Namaha. Om Chaturmurtaye Namaha. Om Vyomakeshaya Namaha. Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. Om Shankaraya Namaha. Om Garudadhajaya Namaha. Om Swayambhuve Namaha. Om Narasimhaya Namaha. Om Mahadevaya Namaha. Om Swayambhuve Namaha. Om Bhuvaneshwaraya Namaha. Om Sridharaya Namaha. Om Devaki Putraya Namaha. Om Parthacharudhaye Namaha. Om Achyutaya Namaha. Om Shankhabanaye Namaha. Om Paranjyotishe Namaha. Om Atmajyotishe Namaha. Om Achanchalaye Namaha. ओम श्रीवत्सांकाय नमः ओम अखिलाधाराय नमः ओम सर्वलोक पदिप्रभवे नमः ओम त्रिविक्रमाय नमः ओम त्रिकालज्ञानाय नमः ओम त्रिधाम्ने नमः ओम सर्वगाय नमः ओम करुणाकराय नमः ओम सर्वज्ञाय नमः ओम सर्वगाय नमः ओम सर्वस्मै नमः ओम सर्वेशाय नमः ओम सर्वसाक्षिकाय नमः ओम हरये नमः ओम शार्ङ्गिने नमः ओम शेषाय नमः ओम हलायुधाय नमः ओम सहस्रबाहवे नमः ओम अव्यक्ताय नमः ओम सहस्राक्षाय नमः ओम अक्षराय नमः ओम क्षराय नमः ओम गजारिघ्नाय नमः ओम केशवाय नमः ओम केशमर्दनाय नमः ओम कैटभारये नमः ओम अविद्यारये नमः ओम कामदाय नमः ओम कमलेक्षणाय नमः ओम हंसशत्रवे नमः ओम अधर्मशत्रवे नमः ओम काकुत्साय नमः ओम खगवाहनाय नमः ओम नीलाम्बुदद्युतये नमः ओम नित्याय नमः ओम नित्यतृप्ताय नमः ओम नित्यानन्दाय नमः ओम सुराध्यक्षाय नमः ओम निर्विकल्पाय नमः ओम निरञ्जनाय नमः ओम ब्रह्मण्याय नमः ओम पृथिवीनाथाय नमः ओम पीतवासुते नमः ओम गुहाश्रयाय नमः ओम वेदगर्भाय नमः ओम विभवे नमः ओम विष्णवे नमः ओम श्रीमते नमः ओम त्रैलोक्यभूषणाय नमः ओम यज्ञमूर्तये नमः ओम अमीयात्मने नमः ओम वरदाय नमः ओम वासवानुजाय नमः ओम जितेन्द्रियाय नमः ओम जितक्रोधाय नमः ओम समदृष्टये नमः ओम सनातनाय नमः ओम भक्तप्रियाय नमः ओम जगत्पूज्याय नमः ओम परमात्मने नमः ओम असुरान्तकाय नमः ओम सर्वलोकानामन्तकाय नमः ओम अनन्ताय नमः ओम अनन्तविक्रमाय नमः ओम मायाधाराय नमः ओम निराधाराय नमः ओम धराधराय नमः ओम निष्कलंकाय नमः ओम निराभासाय नमः ओम निष्प्रपञ्चाय नमः ओम निरामयाय नमः ओम भक्तवस्याय नमः ओम महोदराय नमः ओम पुण्यकीर्तये नमः ओम पुरातनाय नमः ओम त्रिकालज्ञानाय नमः ओम विष्णुरस्रवसे नमः ओम चतुर्भुजाय नमः। All of you repeat ओम श्री रमा सहिता सत्यनारायण परब्रह्मणे नमो नमः। अधा महालक्ष्मी अष्टोत्तर शतनामार्चनं करिष्ये। All of you ladies take the kunkuma, do archana with kunkuma. All of you repeat were inside Om Mahalakshmi Namaha 108 times. Om Prakrutye Namaha, Om Vikrutyye Namaha, Om Vidyaye Namaha, Om Sarvabhutaidapradaye Namaha, Om Shraddhaye Namaha, Om Vibhutye Namaha, Om Surabhye Namaha, Om Paramatmikaye Namaha, Om Vache Namaha, Om Padmalayaye Namaha, Om Padmaye Namaha, Om Sujaye Namaha, Om Swahaye Namaha, ओम सुधाये नमः ओम सुधाये नमः ओम धन्याय नमः ओम हिरण्मये नमः ओम लक्ष्मी नमः ओम नित्यपुष्टाय नमः ओम विभावर्ये नमः ओम अदित्ये नमः ओम दित्ये नमः ओम दीप्ताये नमः ओम वसुधाय नमः ओम वसुधारिण्ये नमः ओम कमलाये नमः ओम कान्ताये नमः ओम क्षमाये नमः ओम क्षीरोदसंभवाय नमः ओम अनुग्रहपराय नमः ओम वृद्धये नमः ओम मनघाय नमः ओम हरिवल्लभाय नमः ओम अशोकाय नमः ओम अमृताय नमः ओम दीप्ताय नमः ओम लोकशोकविनाशिन्ये नमः ओम धर्मनिलयाय नमः ओम करुणाय नमः ओम लोकमात्रे नमः ओम पद्मप्रियाय नमः ओम पद्महस्ताय नमः ओम पद्माक्षे नमः ओम पद्मसुन्दर्ये नमः ओम पद्मोद्भवाय नमः ओम पद्ममुख्ये नमः ओम पद्मनाभप्रियाये नमः ओम रमाये नमः ओम पद्ममालाधराये नमः ओम देव्ये नमः ओम पद्मिन्ये नमः ओम पद्मगन्धिन्ये नमः ओम पुण्यगन्धाय नमः ओम सुप्रसन्नाय नमः ओम प्रसादाभिमुख्ये नमः ओम प्रभाये नमः ओम चन्द्रवदनाय नमः ओम चन्द्राय नमः ओम चंद्र सहोदर्यै नमः ओम चतुर्भुजाय नमः ओम चंद्ररूपाय नमः ओम इंदिराय नमः ओम इंदुशीतलाय नमः ओम आह्लादन्यै नमः ओम पुष्टये नमः ओम शिवाय नमः ओम शिवकर्यै नमः ओम सत्यै नमः ओम विमलायै नमः ओम विष्णुचरण्यै नमः ओम तुष्टये नमः ओम दारिद्र्यनाशिन्यै नमः ओम प्रीतिपुष्करण्यै नमः ओम शान्ताय नमः ओम शुक्लमाल्याम्बराय नमः ओम श्रियै नमः ओम भास्कर्यै नमः ओम बिल्वनिलयाय नमः ओम वरारोहाय नमः ओम यशस्विन्यै नमः ओम वसुन्धराय नमः ओम उदारांगाय नमः ओम हरिण्यै नमः ओम यममारण्यै नमः ओम धनधान्यकर्यै नमः ओम सिद्धये नमः ओम स्त्रैणसौम्याय नमः ओम शुभप्रदाय नमः ओम नृपवेत्मगदानन्दाय नमः ओम वरलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वसुप्रदाय नमः ओम शुभाय नमः ओम हिरण्यप्राकाराय नमः ओम समुद्रतनयाय नमः ओम जयाय नमः ओम मंगलदेव्यै नमः ओम विष्णुवक्षस्थलस्थिताय नमः ओम विष्णुपत्न्यै नमः ओम प्रसन्नाक्षै नमः ओम नारायण समाश्रिताय नमः ओम दारिद्र्यध्वंसिन्यै नमः ओम देव्यै नमः ओम सर्वोपद्रववारिण्यै नमः ओम नवदुर्गाय नमः ओम महाकाल्यै नमः ओम ब्रह्म विष्णु शिवात्मिकाय नमः ओम त्रिकालज्ञानसम्पन्नाय नमः ओम भुवनेश्वर्यै नमः. All of you take akshatas. Please repeat. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha. Om Shri Bhudevyai Namaha. Om Shri Neela Devyai Namaha. Om Samasta Parivaraya Sarvadivya Mangala Vigrahaya Srimate Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. All of you drop the akshatas. Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. All of you do namaskaram. Om Murdhanam Diva Aratim Pradivya Vaishwanaramartaya Jatamagnim Kavigam Samradvati Sinjanana Bhasanna Bhatram Janayanta Devaha Pratyakshadevam Sandarshayami Uddepyasvarata Vedo Bhagnam Nirratim Mama Pashogushchamahyamavaha Jeevanancha Disho Dasha Dhupadeepanantaram Shuddha Achamaniyam Samarpayami. All of you repeat. Om Shri Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha Madhurani Nivedayami. All of you open the prasadam box. Mahanaivedyam samarpayami. All of you spin the water on the prasadam. Om Proksya Praditya Satyanvartena Pradinjami Amritamastu Amritopassaranamati. All of you repeat. Om Pranaya Swaha. Om Apanaya Swaha. Om Yanaya Swaha. Om Udanaya Swaha. Om Samanaya Swaha. Om Brahmane Namaha. Madhye Madhye Paniyam Samarpayami. All of you swing the water. Uttara Bhojanam Samarpayami. Asto Prakshalayami. Vado Prakshalayami. Tambulam Samarpayami. All of you take some akshatas. Please repeat. Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Suvarna Mantra Pushpa Dakshina Samarpayami. Mangala Nirajana Deepam sandarshayami. All of you take some akshatas and stand up, all of you. ओम हिरण्यवात्रं मघोत् पूर्णं दधाति मधव्योऽसानीति एकधा ब्रह्मण उपहरति एकधैव यजमान आयुस्तेजो दधाति नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात्। बोल सत्यनारायण भगवान की। ओम तद्विष्णो परमं पदकं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवेव चक्षुराततं तद्विप्रासो विपन्यवो जागृवागं सस्समिन्धते विष्णोर्यत्पारमं पदं परिजाप्या अनन्तरायाय सर्वस्तोमोतिरात्रवुत्तममर्भवति सर्वस्याप्ये सर्वस्य नित्ये सर्वमेव तेनाप्नोति सर्वं जयति। सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशम्भुवं विश्वन्नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं प्रभुं विश्वतः परमान् नित्यं विश्वन्नारायणकं हरिं विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विष्णुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरकं शाश्वतकं शिवमच्युतं नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणं नारायण परं ब्रह्म तत्त्वन्नारायणः परः नारायण परो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परः यच्च किञ्चित् जगत् सर्वं दृश्यते अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायणः स्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगुं समुद्रेन्दं विश्वशम्भुवं पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशकं हृदयं चाप्यधोमुखम् अधो निष्ट्याविदस्यान्तनाभ्यामुपरि तिष्ठति ज्वालमालाकुलं भाति विश्वस्यायतनं महत् सन्ततकं चिराभिस्तुलं भत्याकोशसन्निभं तस्यान्तेषु चिरकं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वार्चिर्विश्वतो मुखः नीलतो यदमध्यस्तात् विद्युल्लेखे भास्वरा नीवारशोकवत्तन्वी पीताभास्या तस्या शिखाया मध्ये परमात्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्मा सुशिवः स हरिश्चेन्द्र सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट् ऋतगुं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात्। ॐ महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी। ॐ तद्ब्रह्मा ॐ तद्वायुः ॐ तदात्मा ॐ तत्सत्यम् ॐ तत्सर्वम् ॐ तत्पुरोर्नमः। अन्तश्चरति भूतेषु गुहायां विश्वमूर्तिषु त्वं यज्ञस्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वमुषट्कारस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वमिन्द्रस्त्वं ब्रह्मत्वं प्रजापतिः सन्तता भावो ज्योतिरसोऽमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवः सुवरो अधैतं विष्णवे चरुन्निर्वपति यज्ञो वै विष्णुः यज्ञ एवान्ततः प्रतिष्ठति श्रोत्रजुहोति विष्णवे स्वाहा यज्ञाय स्वाहा प्रतिष्ठायै स्वाहेति राजाधिराजाय प्रसह्यजायिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः। All of you do Atma Pradakshina, three Pradakshinaams. यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे पापोऽहं पापकर्माहं पापात्मा पापसम्भवः त्राहि मां कृपया देव शरणागतवत्सल अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्षो जनार्दन। All of you repeat Om रमा सहिता सत्यनारायण परब्रह्मणे नमो नमः। नमस्कारान् samarpayami. Drop the akshatas. All of you do Sastanga Namaskaram. Ladies all down on your knees. Purasa sirasa drishtya manasa vachasa tasa padbhyam karabhyam karanabhyam pranamo stangamuchyate Sastanga Namaskaran samarpayami. Bol Satyanarayana Bhagavan ki. All of you sit down. All of you take some akshatas and flower. Hold it to your hands. Now we are starting Sri Satyanarayana story. Please listen carefully. Bol Satyanarayana Bhagavan ki. Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Adha Vratakatha Prarambha. Chapter 1. Shaunaka and 88,000 other rishis assembled at the forest of Naimisharanya and asked Maharshi Suta, the narrator of the Puranas, O Maharshi, please let us how mankind can attain salvation. Maharshi Suta answered, even Narada Muni had asked Lord Vishnu, the consort of Lakshmi, the same question. Let me repeat what Lord Vishnu told Narada. Please listen carefully. Narada, during one of his regular journeys to various worlds, came to the earth. There he saw people suffering as a result of their past deeds. To remove their suffering and offer salvation, Narada traveled to Vishnuluka and found Lord Vishnu adorned with conch, chakra, gada and lotus in his four hands and garland around his neck. Narada spoke humbly, O Supreme Lord, the savior of the destitute and troubled, I surrender at thy feet. Lord Vishnu greeted him and asked, tell me what you want, and I will fulfill your wishes. Narada replied, O Bhagavan, people on earth are suffering in many ways as a result of their past sinful deeds. Please bestow thy grace and reveal to me as to how they can be helped. Lord Vishnu replied, mankind rid itself all its sorrows by performing a puja called Satyanarayana Puja. This puja, when performed according to religious rites, will bring happiness, peace of mind, wealth in his life, and salvation beyond. On hearing this, Narada was filled with joy and addressed the Lord Vishnu, O Lord, in your infinite grace, please tell me the details of the puja that you have just mentioned, how and when to perform it, and who has performed it before. Lord Vishnu answered, this puja can be performed on a full moon day. One must gather his friends and relatives and perform Sri Satyanarayana Swami Puja with devotion, offering fruits, ghee, milk, curd, wheat flour, sugar, and honey to God. After the puja is completed, he must read the story of Lord Satyanarayana and distribute the prasadam to everyone. The puja thus performed will bring fulfillment of one's wishes, particularly in Kali Yuga. This puja can bring contentment. Bol Satyanarayana Bhagavan ki. All of you drop the akshatas and take again. Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Chapter 2. Maharshi Suta continued addressing the assembled rishis. O rishis, I will now tell you who have all observed the Satyanarayana Vrata in the past. Once there lived a poor Brahmin in the beautiful city of Kashi. Plagued by acute hunger, he used to wander about in search of food. Lord Vishnu took the form of an old man, appeared before the poor Brahmin and asked, friend, why are you wandering aimlessly? The Brahmin replied, Sir, I am a very poor man, unable to bear the pangs of hunger. I beg for alms, sir. If you know a way out of this misery, please tell me. Lord Vishnu was in the disgue of an old man, replied, O Brahmin, Lord Satyanarayana grants the wishes of all his devotees and removes their sorrows. So you should perform his puja and reap its benefits. Lord Vishnu then explained the details of the Satyanarayana Vrata to the Brahmin and disappeared. The poor Brahmin resolved to perform the puja. After a sleepless night, he got up early in the morning and went to beg for alms. His mind fixed on only one thing, namely the puja. That day he got a lot of money with which he bought fruits and milk, curd and honey and his poverty and lived a contented life. Every month of full moon day, he performed the puja and finally attained moksha. Maharshi Suta continued. One day, when this Brahmin from Kashi was observing the Satyanarayana Vrata, a woodcutter entered his house and asked for water. Seeing the Brahmin perform the puja, the woodcutter inquired about the puja. The Brahmin, who had been bestowed with Lord Vishnu's grace, spoke. This is called Satyanarayana Vrata. One who has observed the Vrata will be blessed by the Lord. I myself have been bestowed with wealth. The woodcutter was delighted to hear this. He learned the proper way to perform the puja, ate the prasadam that was offered, and went his way. With Lord Satyanarayana in his mind, the woodcutter resolved that he would observe the vrata with whatever he was going to earn by selling firewood that day. He went to the part of the city where rich people lived, sold the firewood, and made twice the normal profit. Placed with his luck, the woodcutter brought bananas, sugar, ghee, milk, honey, and wheat flour and performed the Satyanarayana puja with his friends and relatives. By Lord Satyanarayana's grace, he too acquired enough wealth, lived comfortably, and attained moksha. Bol Satyanarayana Bhagavan ki. All of you drag akshatas and take again. Chapter 3. Maharshi Suta continued. O best of ascetics, I will now tell you the story of further. In the olden days, there lived a wise king by name Ulkamukha. He had mastered all his senses and always spoke truth. He used to go to temple every day and offer gifts to the Brahmins. His lotus-faced wife was a poor and pious woman. One day, the royal couple was performing Satyanarayana puja at the banks of the river Bhadrashila. At the time, a merchant called Sadhu sailed by. Seeing the king perform some puja, Sadhu stopped his boat and got off and addressed the king humbly. O king, would you kindly tell what you are doing with such devotion and concentration? The king replied, O Sadhu, I have no children. In order that I may be blessed with children, I am worshipping the Lord, Almighty Satyanarayana. On hearing this, Sadhu humbly, O king, please tell me how to perform the puja. I would like to observe the vrata, as I too have no children. The king told him all the details. Sadhu returned home and with great joy told his wife that they should perform Satyanarayana puja, which will fulfill their desire to have children. He, he then resolved to perform the puja after the child was born. By the divine grace, Sadhu's wife Lilavati soon conceived and in due course gave birth to a beautiful girl who was named Kalavati. One day, Lilavati reminded her husband of this promise to perform Satyanarayana puja. Sadhu told his wife that he would do the puja at the time of his daughter's wedding and got busy with his work. In the meantime, Kalavati grew up and blossomed into a lovely girl. Sadhu sent out of messengers to find a suitable bridegroom for his daughter. One of his messengers found a good natured and handsome boy in a Vaishya's family from Kanchannagar. Sadhu found the boy to be a suitable match for his daughter and celebrated her marriage with great pomp and show. But Sadhu completely forgot about Satyanarayana puja and the Lord placed a curse on Sadhu. Then one day Sadhu went a business trip with his son-in-law. He stopped to trade at Ratnapur, which was ruled by King Chandraketu. During the time he was Ratnapur, some thieves robbed the king's treasury and were running away. The king's soldiers followed them in the in hot pursuit. The frightened thieves threw all the things they had robbed near Sadhu and his son-in-law and escaped. Finding the things of king's treasures near Sadhu and his son-in-law, the king's soldiers thought that they were the real thieves, arrested them and brought before the king. The king ordered them to be chained and thrown into the prison. Because of Lord's Maya, nobody even listened to what Sadhu had to say in his defense. King Chandraketu also confiscated all their merchandise. Lord Satyanarayana's curse did not spare even Sadhu's wife. Some robbers broke into her house and Lilavati lost everything. One day Kalavati was very hungry and went out of the house. She wandered here and there and stopped at a house where Satyanarayana puja was being performed. She stayed at the place until the puja was finished and ate the prasadam that was offered. When she reached home, it was very late in the night. Lilavati asked her where she had been. Kalavati told her mother that she was listening to Satyanarayana Katha at the somebody's house. Lilavati at once remind Lilavati at once reminded her husband promised to perform the puja and resolved to observe the Satyanarayana Vrata herself. She invited all her relatives and friends, prayed to Lord Satyanarayana to forgive their sins. Lord Satyanarayana was very pleased with Lilavati's prayers. He appeared before King Chandraketu in his dreams and told him to release the two merchants from prison as they are not the real thieves. If the king failed to do so, Lord Satyanarayana warned that his kingdom, wealth, and children would all disappear. Next morning, the king told his counselors about his dream and ordered the Sadhu and his son-in-law to be released and brought before him. The latter were frightened and stood before the king with bowed heads. The king talked to them gently and said, "You two have suffered a great deal because of your fate, but now there is nothing to fear." The king returned their merchandise, gave them new clothes and gifts, and bade them goodbye. Satyanarayana Brahmane Namo Namaha. Bol Satyanarayana Bhagavan ki. Take again, chapter 4. Sadhu and his son-in-law loaded their boat with their riches given to them by the king and sailed homewards. Lord Satyanarayana wanted to test Sadhu further. He took the form of an old ascetic with a trident appeared before Sadhu and asked him what he was carrying in his boat. Without realizing that the ascetics was indeed Lord Satyanarayana in disguise, Sadhu laughed mockingly and said, "You Brahmin, were you thinking of stealing my things? We do not have any valuable in the boat except leaves and creeper plants." Whereupon Lord Satyanarayana replied, "O Sadhu, so be it." The god then departed in the great haste and stood by the seashore. When Sadhu went to his boat, he discovered to his horror that the boat was filled with leaves and creeper plants, just as he had fiercely told the ascetic. Sadhu snored at the sight, but was received by his son-in-law, who spoke, This must be the curse of the ascetics. He must be a mistake. Let us go to him and ask for his forgiveness." The two merchants went to the seashore where the ascetic was meditating. They fell at his feet and repeated begged for his forgiveness. Pleased by Sadhu's devotion, the Lord said, "Sadhu, do not weep. You suffer because you have broken your promise time and again." On hearing this, Sadhu prayed to God, "O Lord, even Brahma and other devas drowned in your Maya cannot compare your various forms. I pray, I pray according to my limited knowledge. Please show me your true form, true form and bless me." And hearing this, God was pleased and greeted his wishes, restoring his merchandise and the boat and disappeared. The merchants went joyfully sailed homewards, and reaching their hometown, they sent a messenger to their wives to inform them of the safe arrival. At the time Lilavati and Kalavati were performing Satyanarayana puja, Lilavati quickly finished the puja and asked her daughter to do so. She then hurried to the seashore to meet her husband. Kalavati, in her Kalavati, in her eagerness to meet her husband, forgot eat Satyanarayana prasadam and rushed to the seashore. This action of yours angered Lord Satyanarayana. He then cast on the boat and her husband to drown in the sea. Drown in the sea. Not finding her husband, Kalavati started weeping. All were wonder-struck and frightened. Sadhu was at a loss to how what to do so, thinking that it was Lord Satyanarayana's Maya. He announced to everybody that he would perform Satyanarayana puja and prayed to Lord Satyanarayana again and again. At this, Lord Satyanarayana, the savior of sinner, was very pleased and said, "Sadhu, your daughter did not eat the prasadam in her haste to see her husband, and so I made him and the boat disappear. Let her go home and take the prasadam and return." On hearing this, Kalavati rushed home and ate the prasadam. When he returned to the seashore, she found to her joy her husband and the boat. Then Sadhu returned to home happily with his Lila relatives, performed Satyanarayana puja on every full moon day. With God's grace, he enjoyed all the comforts in this world and finally attained salvation. Om Satyanarayana Bhagavani ki Tama Sahita Satyanarayana Varabrahmane Namo Namah. All of you take again Akshatas. Chapter 5, Maharshi Sutta continued. Once there was king called Tungadvaja who underwent a lot of misery because he refused the Satyanarayana Prasadam. One day after hunting, He was resting under a shade tree. Cowherds were happily performing Satyanarayana puja nearby. The king in his verity refused the prasadam they offered. Then he reached his place. He found that his kingdom, all his sons, all his wealth, and everything had disappeared. Then he accused to him that Lord Satyanarayana was probably angry with him. He went back to the cowherds and prostrated himself before Lord Satyanarayana and performed the puja with great devotion. Lord showed his blessings, and the king regained everything he had lost earlier. He lived happily and reached Vaikuntha after his death. Maharshi Sutta said, O holy man, I have narrated to you the Satyanarayana Katha, which was originally told by Lord Vishnu to Narada Muni. By observing this vrata, mankind can attain salvation in this Kali Yuga. Observance of the vrata can lead to gratification of one's wishes. Thus needed the narration of Maharshi Sutta, after which Saunaka and other rishis returned to their respective places. Om Satyanarayana Bhagavane ki Rama Sahita Satyanarayana Parabrahmane Namo Namaha Adha Pratakadha Samaptaha. Now we are starting Maharati. All of you please stand up.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ हरे भक्तजनों के संग भक्तजनों के संग क्षण में दूर। ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो जागे फल पावे दुख विनाशे मनुका स्वामी दुख विनाशे मनुका सुखदम बरे करो आवे सुखदम बरे करो आवे कष्ट मिटे तनु का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता तुम मेरे शरण गम के सुखे स्वामी शरण गम के सुखे तुम मेरा और ना तुझा तुम मेरा और ना तुझा पास कर्म के सुखे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पुराण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करुता स्वामी तुम पालन करुता। मैं मारक बल स्वामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो करुता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो एक अद्भुत सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति कृष्ण मेरे मिलन दयामय कृष्ण मेरे मिलन दयामय तुमको मैं कुमारी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे बिना बंधु दुख हरता तुम ठाकुर मेरे स्वामी तुम रक्ष गुने रे अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने प्रेम बढ़ाओ दारू बढ़ा दे रे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकारो मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी कष्ट हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा प्रेम बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे धन मन धन सब कुछ है तेरा सब कुछ है तेरा तेरा दुर्ग हर तेरा दुर्ग हर लागे मेरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ हरे सजनों के संगड़ सजनों के संगड़ कन में डोल कर ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय बोलो सत्यनारायण स्वामी भगवान की ఏడుకొండలవాడ వెంకటరమణ గోవింద సేతుతీర్థ నివాస సత్యదేవ గోవింద
बोल सत्यनारायण भगवान की
Dear Bhagavad Bandhus, we are going to conclude this evening live telecast right now. We will get back to you. Tomorrow is Skanda Shashti. So on the occasion of Skanda Shashti, we are doing Sri Subramanya Swami Homam tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Please all of you keep watching and seek blessings from Sri Venkateswara Swami and Sri Sankaranarayana Swami. Dhanyavadaha. Sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu.